Let's talk about cousin bait today. This is something I've been doing for a while, and I didn't really know there was a term until actually I heard somebody else use it, and then I realized, that's what that particular technique is. This is useful in genealogy research where you're trying to connect with other people who may be related to you or may have other information that can help you, or maybe you can help them. And basically, what you do is you create a blog post or some sort of online page, or maybe you put some images of an ancestor out there with information about their names and where they're from. And the hope is that other people searching for this information will stumble upon that blog post or that photograph, and then they'll be able to reach out and you can connect and you can help each other out. So, this is a blog post that I wrote maybe, I think this is from 2014 or 2015, talking about a challenge I was having for research on one of my lines. It's a pretty long blog post. I include some images in there. I include very specific names about places like Balmoral, uh, the British Royal Retreat, because my ancestors came from the area before the royals basically took over. So they were the people that were living there before the British royals lived there. And then also I use the names of towns, and I use the names of specific people, including what I did is uh, I basically took information that I transcribed from an image of a baptismal register and just put all the names on there that were in that register on that particular page. So if somebody is searching for James McGregor and his wife Janet, it's very likely if they're using Google that they'll find this particular blog post. And indeed, that's exactly what happened with this blog post. Other people started reaching out to me who were also descended from people from this very remote area of the Scottish Highlands. And they were searching for names of ancestors, and they found my blog because I was giving information about them that maybe they didn't know about. For instance, I had the baptismal register here. I had maps of the area that I found found from another source. And one of the interesting collaborations that took place was an ancestor of the same town where the same village that one of my ancestors came from, was able to provide more details about that village. And together, we created a map of the village and the people who live there. It was really kind of like one of the best experiences that I've had about doing research with very distant cousins or people that are somehow connected with my ancestors' family, as was the case for him. So this was the town Ardagh. I found an old military map where it was listed. So I created like this little history of this town called Ardagh, and then with the help of that other person whose ancestor lived in the same town, we created this map and we went back and forth, and I did the graphics. So this is I think it's a kind of a classic example of cousin bait, where you put information out there on the internet about an ancestor, where they're from, and use their names and the names of other people maybe who are living in the area, and then other people who are descended from people who used to live in the same area, they'll start to reach out. Sometimes they're from the same country, from the U.S. I've also connected with people from Canada, New Zealand, England. And so this is a really, really useful resource. And it's basically, I had to write a blog post and upload some images, but that was enough to kind of seed the cousin bait. I know that other people do it as well. Let me see. I think I had an example here. This is one of my favorite genealogy blogger, Paul Chiddix. He's an Englishman, and he puts in details about his ancestors. Henry Barnes talks about where they lived, gives data about that particular person. So he loves to share his knowledge, but I can imagine that this is also a very good piece of cousin bait, and somebody who's searching for Henry Barnes may be also related to them in some respect, or from the same area, will stumble upon this blog, and then they can connect and share information together. So cousin bait is a really fun concept, and I hope you can check it out. Either if you're not a creator, maybe you can find other people who are creators who've left a blog post or a photograph that relates to your own research. And basically all you need to do is just start typing away on Google to try to find the cousin bait. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and I'll see you next time.